So, what the heck is this suburban sprawl that you're talking about?
Well, there's a lot of people, particularly on our city council, that believe that the only way our city is going to be prosperous is if we invest in every ill-thought-out development that comes forward. And that's not necessarily best in our long-term interests for a number of reasons. First of all, if you look at the landmass of Rochester, we're approaching the size of Minneapolis with 1/3 of the population. That means we're all going to have the privilege in the future for paying 3 times as much relative to someone in Minneapolis for the infrastructure that we have. It's an enormous strain on our tax rolls, and it's going to continue to push us further and further down this path of raising taxes. So sprawl is not just an environmental issue, it's also a tax issue. But there are some environmental aspects to sprawl as well. The reality is the new developments in our city, we do not have the ability to walk to the corner and get a gallon of milk. We have become an automobile-centric community, particularly in our new developments, and we need to stop that. We need to have a multifaceted approach to getting around our city. We need to be able to bike safely from place to place. We need to be able to walk short distances to basic amenities, perhaps restaurants, coffee houses, or a convenience store. We also need to be ready for transit. Even if we don't have transit right away, it makes so much more sense to design our neighborhoods to be ready for transit. And of course, automobiles are always going to be part of the equation here, but we can't be an automobile-only society. The reality is we saw gas at nearly $4 a gallon this year, and that number's only got one direction to go long-term. It's going to continue going up, and what kind of city do we want to be when gas is $10 a gallon? When I talk about fighting sprawl, I talk about responsible development. We're not just doing it for environmental reasons, although those are important. We're also doing them to protect the economic prosperity of those people who live in our towns, and we're also doing it because it's responsible to our tax rolls. This is part of keeping taxes reasonable in the long term.